Welcome to the final episode of Overcoming Challenges.
Hello, I'm Yurshen from One Compassion.
George, look at this. What?
Anyway, sorry for the disturbance. Personally, I think that everyone has experienced entering a foreign environment, like a new CCA or taking on a new subject. It isn't exactly easy at first and can be rather difficult at times. Like, I remember when I first joined Hai Sing, it was a completely foreign environment. New teachers, new students, new everything.
I've been there before too. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of change. But as Benjamin Franklin once said, change is the only constant. We will always encounter change in our lives, so we must learn to adapt to it. Coming from China, Mr. Zhao had to completely change the way he communicated with others and adapt to his new surroundings.
He will be sharing with us his struggle and eventual victory, breaking through the language barrier. This episode goes out to all of us who are in a foreign environment and struggling to adapt. Hopefully, this video will help you.
And with that, we will now hand over the time to Rachel to interview Mr. Zhao.
Hi Mr. Zhao, thank you for being here with us today. Today's theme is about challenges. Firstly, can you share a bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Rachel. So I'm Johnson, Mr. Johnson. I'm a Chinese teacher here. I have spent my first 20 plus years in China as a child, as a student, and as a teacher. So after 3 years of teaching, in the year of 2006, I decided to move to Singapore. So I guess most of you were born in the year of 2008. So I can see that I landed in this country 2 years earlier than you. I think it's the first and the only school I have been teaching in Singapore since 2006. So I can, if I do a calculation, I have been in this school for 15 years. At home, I'm a father of 2 kids. Both of them are boys. So everyone is of the same age as you. Actually, I found one of his primary school classmates in this class I'm teaching now. That's all about me, Rachel.
Okay, secondly, as a father, what is your most challenging experience?
Okay, I think your parents will agree with me that challenges are a part of their parenting journey. One of the challenge I faced was that my kids, when they were much younger, they refused to speak English at home. And based on the feedback I get from the teachers, they also spoke Mandarin with their classmates or even with their teachers in classroom. I mean, there's nothing wrong to speak Mandarin at home or in school, but what I'm worried is if he did not have the confidence to communicate with others in English, he will suffer in future. So I had no idea why they were so reluctant to speak English because they grew up in Singapore. They attended the kindergartens and the primary schools here, and most of their friends, their classmates speak English. So I encouraged him to use more English. I did a lot of things, including subscribe the English TV channel like Disney Channel or Discovery. I brought a lot of English books. I even read it for them. I even tried to speak English with them at home, but it seems all my efforts were wasted. So that was something troubling me as a parent.
Thirdly, how do you react to it?
Okay, so I told my son, we need a plan. I asked him, do you have a plan? Of course, he didn't have, he was too young. So I told him, I have a plan. So I told him, let's watch TV, Channel 5, the news, every day. There was a TV set in my bedroom. So every day after, at time around 9 p.m., 2 of us will sit in my bed. We watch the news. It was not an entertainment for us. He has to pay attention, full attention, because whatever he learned from the news will be tested by me. My son usually follow my instruction. I'm a tiger father at home. And behind the tiger father, there was a tiger mother. So how did I test him? You know, in between some of the news, there was advertisements So during the advertisement time, I will mute the sound of the TV and I ask my son to share with me one piece of news he had just watched. He did not have to do it in a very accurate way, but he do need to provide me some details of the news. Did it work? No, not really at the beginning. It was tough at the beginning. He did not like to watching the news, right? He could not understand it because he did not have the context of the news. And he felt very reluctant to enter my room after taking shower. And he complained that after a whole day of learning, he feel very tired. Actually, I can understand everything. I also understand that we don't have a shortcut. So gradually, it became a part of our daily routine. It became very natural for both of us to sit down in the room, turn on the TV, and we will watch the news for 30 minutes a day. It became our protect time for learning English. Eventually, he made a great progress after half a year. I mean, we tried it for half a year. We do it every day for half a year. And the progress was visible. I remember that one day he invited a lot of his friends to his birthday party to my place. I noticed he talked in English and he talked a lot. He talked well. And last year, he did well in his PSE. He even scored an A-star for his English. Thank you.
Profi, what do you learn from this challenge?
Oh, the first thing I learned is maybe we need to be patient when we encounter challenge. So what is challenge? Challenge is something that need a lot of our effort if we want to overcome it. So I would like to use my own experience. I could not speak English when I arrived in Singapore. I believe I have been laughed at for many times. For example, I could not tell the difference between the letter L and R. Okay, so in McDonald's, I always ask staff to give me a regular size fly. It should be fry, right? So it took me more than 1 year before I have the confidence to sit down with my colleagues in the school canteen to have breakfast because we have to talk to each other. I tried many ways to improve my English. The investment was huge and the progress was slow, very slow. During that period, I wish that I could find a medicine, right? So I just needed to take the medicine, and after that, when I wake up in the early morning, I could speak fluent English. I know I needed to be patient. We should believe improvement can be achieved and things will get better. But it may not happen overnight. So before it happens, we need to be patient. We need to be patient because we are waiting for something great, something beautiful, and something important to happen. Best things always deserve our waiting. Another thing I learned is we needed to be consistent when we face challenges. We all know watching news is good, and it is not difficult to do that. But if you want to improve your language, you do it once. I mean, you watch your TV program once. Will it help? I will say that is not sufficient. It is like brushing your teeth. Do you love to brush your teeth? I guess not. It's very boring. So very few of us enjoy brushing the teeth. But we know we needed to do that because we want to take care of our teeth. Our teeth are important to us. So we do it every day. But if one day you decide to brush your teeth, right? Only once in a week. And for that time, you want to brush your teeth for 1 hour. What will happen? I will say the answer is nothing. So if you want to take care of your teeth, you want to do it, you have to brush your teeth every day. Twice a day, and for 2 minutes for each time, right? So what is important is not the intensity. It's about the consistency, right? So consistency is what transforms from average to excellence. So that is what I have learned from my experience of overcoming a challenge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
One thing that really stood out to me was what Mr. Zhao said about prioritizing consistency over intensity. If we brush our teeth daily for a few minutes, our teeth will be cleaner than if we were to brush our teeth once a week for an hour. When we do small things consistently over doing big things sporadically, we will be more likely to achieve. What about you, Yueshen? What do you think?
Yes, I totally agree. Instead of learning everything in one chunk, we should split them up and use spaced repetition instead. As studies show that repeating something 7 times over a period of time helps you remember it more easily. I really like what Mr. Zhao said about having patience when overcoming challenges. It took him 1 whole year before he had enough confidence to talk to his colleagues. He took a really long time, but best things are worth waiting for, and he made it in the end.
That's all we have for today. We hope that you've learned something that would help you face your challenges. Before we bid our goodbyes, let's hear a word from our 2 fishermen. Over to you.
Thank you, George. Here's a segment we like to call Spot Your Present Teachers. Let's hear from them about the challenges they face in their lives.
Hi, I'm Jay. I used to be a very non-confrontational person, so what I've done is to try to be as honest as possible and to tell myself that it's not good to bottle up how you feel, because that does more harm than good.
The problem I faced was that I was very unmotivated to study during the holidays. How I solved it was by video calling my friends. We studied together and motivated each other.
Sometimes I have family problems and I intend to overcome it by spending more time with them.
So one challenge I face is that I tend to forget a lot of the things that I'm supposed to do. So I intend to overcome it by writing them down clearly on my phone or my computer so that I can always refer to it when needed.